Hello. In this lesson, we want to consider the concept of covalent bonding. This is a type of bonding that occurs when two or more atoms share their valence electrons. Let us first of all consider the word covalent. The prefix co in covalent brings about the concept of sharing. Let us look at Old English usage of the prefix co. When we talk to the co-driver, in the present age, we will call him or her a navigator. A navigator shares driving responsibility with the actual driver. The navigator looks at the maps and gives direction, while the driver works on the controls of the vehicle. A co-pilot in the present day is called a first officer. The first officer also has specific responsibilities in the cockpit of an aeroplane. The present day names are given so that each individual knows their role and does not act passively during the course of controlling whichever machines they are in. If we consider the traditional African setup, we also had who is called a co-wife. This was in a polygamous setup. The co-wife shared the responsibility of managing the home with the first wife. In big families, we would have that each wife will prepare a specific dish, and in the evening meal, they will all bring it to a common place for everyone to share, so that as people of one home, we would have different wives with different responsibilities, all working for the common good of the home. It's important then that as we look at covalent bonding, we are considering that each atom has active and equal participation in the bond, in forming the bond. If we look at the other term, there is valent. Valent and valence come together. Valence would mean that which has to do with the outermost occupied energy level. You will allow me to use wrong grammar in talking about outermost occupied energy level. I am doing so for the sake of emphasis. Valence electron, therefore, will mean an electron that is found in the outermost occupied energy level of the atom. Valence energy level would mean the outermost occupied energy level of an atom. As we said earlier, or as we've been emphasizing, that covalent bonding will occur when two or more atoms share their valence electrons. It is worth noting that this sharing of electrons is done through equal distribution or equal contribution by the participating atoms. There will be no complete transfer of electrons from one atom to another. The shared electrons will remain within their atoms, but each atom then will count all of the electrons that are being shared as being their own. The other thing to note as we look at covalent bonding is that the aim of covalent bonding is to completely fill both outermost occupied energy levels of the participating atoms. Let us consider hydrogen. Hydrogen has only one electron and therefore only one occupied energy level. Let us look at the rules for filling the energy levels of an atom. Energy levels are numbered from the nucleus moving outwards, so that if this is the nucleus of an atom, then we have the first energy level, the second energy level, the third energy level. Considering that the path of travel of electrons is in the spaces, then therefore we can number them 1, 2, and 3. The rules for filling these energy levels are such that the first energy level takes a maximum of 2 electrons, and so we'll have a maximum of 2 electrons revolving there. The second energy level takes a maximum of 8 electrons, and therefore 8 electrons will be there maximally. And the third energy level takes a maximum of 8 electrons for the first 20 elements. Beyond element 20, the rule changes. But since in our syllabus we only want to cover elements 1 to 20, then we shall take this to be the rule for filling these occupied energy levels, where the first energy level will take a maximum of 2 electrons, the second energy level will take a maximum of 8 electrons, and the third energy level will take a maximum of 8 electrons too. Let's go back to hydrogen. The hydrogen atom, as we said, has only 1 electron in its only occupied energy level. For this energy level to be completely filled or to attain a duplet state, then we will need 2 electrons. But we don't just bring in another electron. Instead, we bring in a whole atom with its electron so that sharing can occur. The first hydrogen atom will therefore get close to the second hydrogen atom so that these 2 atoms share their valence electrons. That way, then we can say that the first hydrogen atom now has 2 electrons. This second hydrogen atom will also have 1 and 2 electrons, and therefore both will have attained a duplet state and will form a hydrogen molecule. When we are considering covalent bonding, we will only draw the outermost occupied energy levels of the participating atoms.